your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President met with one of our oldest European allies, held a Q&A with 75 young Southeast Asian leaders, awarded 2 Medals of Honor posthumously, and welcomed the World Series champion San Francisco Giants to the White House.
Willie, how you been, man?
That's May 29th to June 5th, or
Those are
two rules.
pretty good rules. Don't divide yourself on religious and ethnic lines, and don't discriminate against women. If you do those 2 things, you're not guaranteed success, but at least you're not guaranteed failure.
On Friday, the President answered some questions from Alana Dayan of Channel 2 from Israel.
But we can't just be driven by this sense of there's only danger. There's also possibility. There's also hope. And I've seen that in the faces of Israeli children. I've seen it in the faces of Palestinian children.
On Monday, the President kicked off the week with Dutch royalty, welcoming Their Majesties King Wilhelm Alexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands for a meeting in the Oval Office.
The main reason for our visit, obviously, was to thank the United States for what you've done for us 70 years ago. Especially the 82nd and 101 Airborne have played a major role in liberating our country, taking away the Nazi oppression, giving us back justice, rule of law, and freedom.
After a morning with European leaders, the President spent an afternoon with 75 young Southeast Asian leaders, answering their questions about life, politics, and leadership.
You have to be willing to lose something for your principles. You have to be willing to lose an election because you think that there's something that's more important than you just winning an election. You should try to win. I'm not saying you should try to lose. But you have to stand for something. That's my most important advice.
On Tuesday, the President awarded 2 posthumous Medals of Honor, one to African-American Army Private Henry Johnson and one to Jewish Army Sergeant William Shemin.
His daughter Elsie, who's here today, has a theory about what drove her father to serve. He was the son of Russian immigrants, and he was devoted to his Jewish faith. His family lived through the pogroms, she says. They saw towns destroyed and children killed, and here they found a haven, a home, success, and my father and his sister both went to college. All that in one generation. That's what America meant to him, and that's why he'd do anything for this country.
On Wednesday, the President sat down with a voice you might recognize from the radio.
I sound like this in the Oval Office.
Kai Risdall from NPR's Marketplace.
If we want to solve something like climate change, which is one of my highest priorities, then I've got to be able to get into places like Malaysia and say to them, this is in your interest. What leverage do I have to get them to stop deforestation? Well, part of the leverage is if I'm in a trade relationship with them that allows me to raise standards, now they have to start thinking about how quick they're chopping down their forests.
And then, because one interview wasn't enough, the President answered questions from 5 television reporters from Dallas, El Paso, San Diego, Seattle, and Sacramento.
Well, thank you. How about you?
And I, Josh Earnest, held a briefing of sorts with high school students from New Jersey who wrote us a letter because their classroom watches West Wing Week every single Monday. Look, loyal viewers, you're famous. On Thursday, the President spent some time with Giants.
Got that championship experience. I seem to be good luck for him.
So stay engaged with us online, and remember, you can find out more information about any of these topics and see complete videos of these events at whitehouse.gov. So thanks so much for checking out this edition of your West Wing Week.